How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Engine Lights. Your hosts, Memphis
Yep.
and Nav. And today we're going to be talking about new riders and getting into motorcycles and things that we recommend. But before that, I want to do some motorcycle news, a little bit of a newer topic, but I think this would be a kind of fun thing to do at the beginning of every episode. So, Kawasaki just released something kind of crazy, and I don't know if you know what it is.
I don't know what you're talking about, but...
So Kawasaki, about a month ago, said there's a new H2 coming out.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They released an H2 side-by-side.
Yep. I know all about it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the H2 motor.
Yep.
250 horsepower. Going through a CVT. Right now they have a few different models of side-by-sides, but I don't want to get fully into it. But it's pretty awesome that they're using the H2 motor in that platform.
I can't lie, I'm a little disappointed because they said new H2. I thought we were getting a Gen 3 H2 that was going to be like, ooh, maybe I'm going to buy my first new bike ever.
Yep.
But when I saw it was a side-by-side, I was like, what? And then I'm like, wait, that's actually sick.
Yeah.
How much horsepower is your side-by-side making? For the people who don't know, you have a
Honda Talon. Stock, they make to the rear tire like 90 horsepower. I have mine turbocharged with a Jackson Racing turbo kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it makes like 160-ish, about doubles the horsepower.
So that H2 is...
Would smoke.
Yeah.
Actually, I raced a supposedly 210 horsepower Razor.
Mm-hmm.
So the Talon's a dual clutch transmission. Razors and the new H2s are CVT.
Yeah.
And I held the 200 horsepower. I don't think we moved an inch from one another, all the way up to
Maybe
60 miles
Was
an
it
hour.
geared higher?
I think it was stock clutching, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I think the Talon just puts down.
Yeah, is it lighter than the Razor would be?
Yeah, it was a 4-seater versus a 2-seater. So
Okay, how much? I have no idea about this world. I just thought it was really cool, and I knew this guy would
Yeah.
either know about it and be obsessed with it, or like be like, what?
Yeah.
How much do they weigh?
So mine weighs, don't quote me on this, I think like 1,600 pounds.
Okay.
And like a
Oh, so it's pretty
4-seater.
light.
I think a Razor weighs substantially more. I know a 4-seater Talon weighs like 1,800.
Okay. So kind of they were lighter than I was thinking. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like confused as how a like 90 horse would make sense, but yeah, I guess.
And it's weird how a stock Talon, they're slow in the grand scheme of...
Yeah.
A lot of these side-by-sides now are getting... 250 horsepower is super healthy.
And that's like restricted.
Yeah,
People are probably going to be pushing like 4.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Look at what the people do with the standard H2.
Yep.
Everyone I know, when you look at Facebook, you see H2 flashed.
Yep.
300 horsepower.
Yep. Literally, because the H2R is like 305 or something like that crank. So it makes sense that they would push about that crank.
Yep.
And like maybe 200 wheel, which is a lot.
I've ridden a 200 wheel horsepower bike, and I tell you,
Yeah.
I think anything more than 300 horsepower
300
is not usable.
Like we said, 300 horsepower engineered is probably the max. You might be able to push to like 350 engineered.
Engineered 350.
Engineered
yeah.
350, not 350 wheel though.
No.
I think you become unusable at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next thing is Harley Davidson.
Oh god.
They got a new CEO.
Okay.
So the new CEO of Harley Davidson, I forgot his name, but it's the guy from Top Golf.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and speaking about Harley Davidson, this news comes from Spec ATV. I haven't looked into it too much, but I've heard rumors, and there are rumors, of them coming out with a sub $6,000 model that is going to be like a 500, 750cc. I think them moving out of the States is going to make them appeal to the like Indonesian and Indian and Chinese, maybe not Chinese, Japanese market maybe.
Yeah.
I know like the bikes have a lot of their name goes a long way, even not in America, but those bikes don't suit the roads out there. So when you slap a Harley Davidson logo on a 500cc and sell it there, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get it here.
I don't think, if you put the 117 cubic inch motor that they have in all the new Harleys.
Yeah.
First of all, it would overheat. If you took it to Japan and in traffic,
Yeah, and they're not even liquid cooled. It's crazy.
I don't understand how
Harley,
you can have a brand new motorcycle and still be air cooled for spending
$100,000 on a CBO.
We sent this one listing in our group chat, and it was $175,000 Harley from the factory.
Yep, and I mean we saw one over the weekend.
Yeah, we did.
So it was parked next to me, and I'm like, "There's nothing about this bike that screams over $35,000 to me."
Look the motorcycles you can acquire for $175,000.
Pretty much anything.
Literally anything. Like you can get a RC 213V for that price.
You could literally get pretty much any model. There's like maybe like the very rare there's the $1 million whatever, the Vincent Black Lightning or like the very one-off bikes, but you can still buy a Black Shadow for $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense to me. You gotta have a lot of money, and if you're buying one of those bikes, send us some of it.
Yeah,
because you clearly don't know what to do with it.
We need more money.
Yeah, we are bleeding money in the company, but that's a topic for a different time.
Absolutely.
Other than that, there wasn't really anything else I want to talk about in the news except BSA. We're very close to getting the new Gold Stars. They've been sitting at port for over a month, but I keep getting told by the dealership any day now they should be here. So we're hoping that the Gold Star 650 will be here soon. Is it going to be as good as the old one?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Now, to the topic of this video. New riders. How would we approach riding in 2025? We've each had motorcycles for a decent amount of time now. We've put on a decent amount of miles, but we're in no way veterans of the sport. But I think we know our way around. So if you were to get into motorcycles in 2025, where would you start? Because it's just like there's so much information out there. There's so many ways to do it. There's ways to do it without knowledge. There's ways to do it with like overthinking it. Where would you begin?
So a lot of times people begin, I would say, if your family's not a motorcycle family and you want to start getting into that, a lot of times persuasion comes in. Like, say I was a Honda family. I'm probably going to look into Hondas. Yeah. Because that's what I would do. Or if I'm Yamaha, whatever.
Yeah.
But I would start there and then look into the 500s, the 600s, 650s, in that general area, and then find out, do I want a dual sport or a...
Yeah. I mean, before all of that, I think, it comes down to how you are as a rider. We talked about this in the last video, and before you even hop onto a bike, there's a couple of things that I think you should do, and we'll talk about that in a second. But let's just jump straight into the bike, because I know people want to hear that.
Yeah.
If you can't pass the MSF course, which again, we'll come right back to that in 1 second. If you can't pass the MSF course, don't get on a 650.
Absolutely not.
And we're talking sport bikes. Don't get on a 650. Don't get on a 600 because 600s are faster than 650s, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. But don't buy a big machine. If you're struggling doing the U-turns, if you're struggling, just really using the clutch and figuring out how to lean and all of these things, don't buy a big bike.
Nope.
You're asking to get hurt. So if for someone, let's say it's the person who is a little bit older, maybe they passed the MSF course, but barely. What motorcycle would you recommend for them to get on?
Cruiser style.
Like a 250 Rebel.
I should say Rebels.
Yep.
My girlfriend's mother purchased a Rebel 500.
500, yeah.
Perfect beginner bike, and if like you said, for someone older or older
a little bit shorter.
Yep.
Or maybe not as comfortable on a bike like this. Because when we talk about dual sports are much higher. So if you're someone like us who is maybe a little bit younger, you're a little bit taller, 250, 300 dual sport, I would not get a Grom unless, again, you really struggle to hold the bike up.
And if you think about your driving, inner city, Grom will do that perfectly fine.
It's not the greatest for county roads, and we have a lot of county roads where we live, so the Grom gets eaten alive. And when you're a beginner, it's scary going 55 on a Grom.
Yeah, I mean
because you have no
the noises,
torque.
The no noise, like the no torque.
Yep.
Your revs are up.
Yep.
Hearing all that, it can be intimidating.
So yeah, for that person who is struggling, if you're a shorter person, buy a bike that's shorter. That's pretty self-explanatory.
Seat
But
height is a big thing.
so many people hop onto motorcycles that don't suit them, and I saw this in the MSF course where ladies who are 5'5", 5'6" were hopping onto TWs. Luckily, that is a little bit of a shorter height, but they had V Stars there that were 250s, and they're this high compared to a TW here. And then there's a couple of them getting on the XTs, which are even higher.
Yeah.
So, they struggled to ride, and the instructor was like, let's go from this bike to this bike. And they succeeded with the smaller bike. So if you're struggling to, if you struggle to pass the MSF course, that's the very first thing you should do is pass the MSF course. Right?
100%. I think the MSF course is one of the greatest things.
It's such a good base guideline to riding.
Absolutely.
And we're not being paid.
No.
We just legitimately think that.
I think it should be done. It should be mandatory for anyone.
Yeah, I don't even think it should be like, oh, your insurance is cheap. I think it should just be, you want your license, you take the course.
It's a 2-day course.
Yeah.
It is the best learning you can I hated the first day, but also I knew how to do it.
I hated all of the days, but I did pick up things from it, and I still use those things to this day.
It is one of the most. It teaches you all the key features. First day you're learning about the bike, and then just rolling
the friction zone.
The friction zone. Rolling. That is so crucial for knowing stuff about motorcycles in general. Like, I think that course is.
And our instructors were really cool. So I think we had the same guy, but he saw that I was a little like, oh, you're good, but why don't you try this, or change your body positioning just a little bit, because I was still fresh on a bike.
Yep.
So my arms might not have been in the right place, or my feet were like too far back or too far forward. So he's like, just tuck it back a little bit, even though you're going to pass the test with 0 issues. Just in the future, it's going to help you.
Yeah, and he improved. Like you said, even the small stuff. That stuff matters.
It does matter. Yeah. So the MSF course is the first place to start. If you can't pass it, those are the bikes that we recommend. But if you did pass it with absolute flying colors, you want to get on a sport bike, you want to get on that 1000cc, don't. It's not necessarily that you can't handle it. If you passed it with flying colors, 0 issues, you were bored the entire course like I was, but you still learned a couple things, and you're like, oh, I'm better as a rider for this, you could probably handle the 1000cc. Just the thing is, your skill is going to stay stagnant for a long time. And that's the problem that I had, and I'm sure that you had this problem too, where we both started on bigger bikes. He had 1000, I had a 1200, and we could handle the bikes. It was fine. We could ride them.
Let me preface, at the end of the day, it is a machine. What you put in, the bike's going to
do. The input is going to be what happens to the bike. Like, your input is the output. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to tell you. You're not going to tell it to do.
It's not going to pin it while you're just cruising. It's you do that.
Yes, but I've just seen a lot of bad videos on the internet where it's like, have you seen the video of where, a little off topic, but the ladies, I think her front brake lever flies off the bike on the highway, and she has a mental panic breakdown when she pulls over, and I'm like, you have a rear brake and engine braking, and you're on the highway.
Yeah.
If I lost both my brakes, I'd be fine.
Downshift
a couple times?
Like, you lost your legit clutch lever, and we made it through sandy trails all the way back. Like, it is scary in the moment.
It's a little scary, but if that ever happens to you, again, the MSF course kind of teaches you this a little bit, where it's like, think. Like, you have all of these things, right? You have 2 brakes for a reason. Think. There's other options.
Yep. I want to hop into the next topic, which is target fixation.
Yeah.
Because
that
is another
it's a real thing.
Think. It does
a real
happen.
thing. I still do it.
Sometimes I still do it, but I've learned, like, look through the corner.
Don't look at the guy in front of you.
Yeah, don't. It will happen.
Yeah.
It 100% will happen. You have to know, like, where you're going. The bike's going to go that, like, your body naturally knows to go.
Even when you're, like, I find where, I'll just be riding on a kind of a little bit of a curvier road, not like twisties, but just inner city or whatever, and I'll be looking at like a sign or something.
Yeah.
But then when you look down, you've come over in your lane because you're focused on one place. Your mind and your bike is going to go there. If you're watching the guy in front of you, maybe if he's Marc Marquez, fine. But most likely, it's probably not.
I can tell you from experience, someone who is not as skilled as you or just
Yeah.
in general.
And accidents happen either way.
No,
you know, even I sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm going a little too fast for this corner, or I'm coming out a little too far on this corner.
Yep.
And if you're the guy behind, and there's a car coming on the other side, where it's the first guy might overcook it a little bit, but you're now into the car.
Another thing I people like you just said, going too far on the outside of a corner.
Yep.
A lot of people, that's when target fixation comes in.
Yes.
Oh, there's a tree coming my way.
Yes, and then you focus
Yeah.
on the tree.
What like a lot of people I see so many videos do is they lock onto that tree. The worst, you're gonna crash either way. If you lock onto the tree or you're just gonna go off. What's the worst that can happen? Just lean a bit more. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Lean in. And if you slide out from leaning in too much,
Yeah, and those
you're
things
gonna crash. I mean,
those things just come with seat time.
Yep.
Right. So a big advice for people out there: don't start on that bigger bike. Again, if you're someone who's experienced, 600s are decent starter bikes.
Yeah.
650s are great.
Yeah.
650s will teach you how
Phenomenal.
to lean a lot and get into the corners and get down. Again, not everything's about sport bikes, but I think the tendency for younger squids like us is to get onto the sport
Yeah.
bike. So that's why we start that way. I just want to talk about 650 and 600 real quick. 650s are twins when it comes to sport bike world. So they're 2 cylinders and they can usually be parallel, that means next to each other, or they can be Vs. They're going to have a little bit more of a torquier low end, but they're not going to have the high end with the screaming 4-cylinder.
Yep.
A 650 usually makes 50 to 100 horsepower. It's a pretty good range, but usually around that 80-ish horsepower is kind of where that bike lives.
Yep.
600s are inline 4-cylinders, and they rev out a lot higher.
a lot.
Usually anywhere between 12 to 16,500 RPM. So those bikes tend to make around 110 to sometimes even upwards towards 130 or 35 horsepower. A lot different. And those 600s are a lot harder to ride because of how high you have to rev them to get any torque or power out of them.
Yep.
So you can start on them, but the 650 is going to teach you that fundamental a lot better, and I think you'll have a lot more fun 650 and then 600, even if you can handle the 600.
I 100% agree. And learning on a torquier bike is better. I mean, torque can get you in trouble, but also it can get you out of trouble.
I feel like, with torque, there's a lot more engine braking. And engine braking is a huge thing when it comes to motorcycles, because when you're on a dirt bike, engine braking is going to be a problem. You want to be in a higher gear, and if you take a jump, you're going to nosedive if you're not in a higher gear or don't know what you're doing. When you're on the streets, if you're taking the corner and you're like, oh my god, a little too fast, you just roll off the throttle on a V-twin or a 650 of any kind, you'll have a lot of
The
momentum slow down.
RC51, for example,
Yes.
that bike has tremendous engine braking.
Yeah, you roll off the throttle and but if you're on a 600 and you're not revving it up to where the torque is, it doesn't really have it, and it really wants to just go and spin you off.
Now, I know what you guys are saying. You guys have been seeing us wear these sick t-shirts all summer long, been wondering, yo, where do I get one of those? Well, they are now officially live on the VintageRacingClub.co official website. Not only are these t-shirts super sick, but they're also really high quality, because that's what we do. Buy your t-shirts now!
So anyways, by one time we were going through the kettles, and I was leading. And I had 2 other buddies behind me. I was on my RC51. My one buddy was on a Gixxer 600, and the other buddy was on a CBR 600. And we're going, and it was 3 big hills, and I'm not going fast. I don't know the road very well.
Yeah.
And going over 3 hills, and then you go up this one hill, and then it goes down, and it banks hard to the left. And I made it through, no problem. I wasn't going fast, leaning in the corner. Keep on your side of the road, please.
Yes, don't cross
Don't cross the line.
the line.
And I probably was going for a half a mile, and I didn't hear him behind me. So then I turn around, and I'm like, where the heck did they go? Well, turns out that corner, going down the hill, he had target fixation.
On the signs?
Not on the signs, on the trees.
Ooh.
Locked. I wasn't going that fast. I don't know how. I got there, locked up. I see the skid mark all the way into the trees. And yeah, his bike was pretty mangled, and they both turned to me. They're like, "How the hell did you make that corner?" I don't know, grab the brake and lean into the corner.
Yeah, a little rear brake, a little downshift,
Yeah.
and cutting it in. So the next topic I want to get into is there's this theory. I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like the spectrum of your knowledge, how much knowledge you have, and how much experience that you actually have with it, or how much you think you know, right?
Yep.
So when you first get started, you're going to feel the sensation of within the first like 5 or 6 rides where you're like, oh, I know how to ride. You're like, boom. Don't let that don't let that get to your head, because it will humble you very fast.
Very fast.
I know a lot of people get into this where it's like, oh, dude, I can ride. I think Chris is at that moment right now where he's like, I can ride, no problem.
Yeah.
It happens, right? You'll get onto a motorcycle, 2 or 3 rides, you'll be like, oh, whoa.
I remember this. Yeah.
I remember the first time I took a bike like over 45 miles per hour. I was like, dude, this is so windy. What is happening? And then the next time I did it, I'm like, no big deal. And then the third time I did it, you have like a little bit of you have something happen, and it's like, whoa, I don't know anything.
Yeah, like you get really cocky, and on a drag strip you go over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then you have a wind gust come through.
Yeah, and then
And you're like, oh man.
Yep. So just take the first year a little slow. There's nothing wrong with that, and actually, I think it's just better. Open the bike up when you want it to, right? Open it up, have a little bit of fun.
You can't let that carbon build up.
Yeah, just don't be an idiot. And that is, I think, the motto of riding, and the motto of this channel is don't be an idiot. Because there's so many people, and I can't tell you, who don't understand this one thing. I think this is a very good rule. I'm not going to say who said it, because this YouTuber gets a lot of flack, but there's a time and place rule. You need to know the time and the place when you can open a motorcycle up and go fast. For example, a busy intersection is not the time to see your 0 to 60.
Yeah.
A neighborhood is not a good time to test your top speed. A wide open country road with nobody around in the broad daylight.
No houses.
No houses. Sure. Open her up to the speed limit.
Speed limit.
Speed limit. That is a good time and place to open the bike up.
Also, verify, go down the road once or twice.
Yeah, know the road.
Know the road.
Know the road. That is a big thing. If you're going to get into the twisties and you're like, okay, I want to go a little hard here, obviously never going 100% on the road, because that is dumb. There's going to be debris, gravel, cars, deers, all the obstacles.
You have so many possibilities that you can't control.
Yeah.
It is pure stupidity, and an accident will 100% happen.
Yes.
One of the times. It may not happen the one time you go, but the next time.
There's no point in going 100% on the road. If you want to do that, racetrack. Take it to the track.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to the track yet, but it's because I don't, it's not that I don't want to. It's just that when I do ride, I am not taking it 100% all the time. I might open the bike up here and there when the time and place is right and I know the street. But at the same time, you don't know what traffic or what tree or what branch or what deer is running in front of you.
Fat raccoon's gonna run out in front of you.
Yes. So when that happens, you're like, oh, I wish I had gone 70% instead of 100%. Because it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Buy a race bike. Look at this. I got her all switched over to Supermoto so I can take it to the racetrack. And then I do it safely. And if I slide out, well, we're going to talk about gear soon.
Yep. So that is actually the next topic is gear. So in 2025, there's going to be a lot of information when you first...
So much.
So much. There's so much to the point where even I myself, when I bought my new helmet, bought my new jacket, I was like, dude, I don't know what to do. There's so many options. Honestly, a really good advice is just go to a cycle gear store or any motorcycle gear place that you have. They'll have tons of options. A couple good starter brands. I know I'm looking at a logo right now. Revit. I genuinely like their products a lot. I bought my Revit jacket for the first time this year. For the money?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on one sec.
He just bought a full suit from Revit. They make really good quality stuff. Obviously, the suit is a little it's on the pricey side, but compared to for suits, it's really not that bad.
Very nice suit. Awesome.
Not sponsored by Revit or any of its affiliates.
Nope.
But, when you're looking to get your helmet, let's start from the top and go down.
Yeah,
how
absolutely.
you would dress. So, Alpine Star, all.
Yeah,
So-
be a squid. Carbon helmet,
Yeah,
Alpine Star all the way down.
yeah, full suit.
Yep.
So, being serious, it depends how much money you have. If you don't have too much money, if you're just trying to get into the sport, just trying to sample it. HJC.
HAC.
HJC makes pretty good helmets for
quality helmet.
I have one. I genuinely enjoy the product. I got it with one of my motorcycles. I didn't buy it myself, but if I was to buy a helmet for like $250, it has all the safety requirements that you would want. It has a Snell, the ESC, I believe, and it has both DOTs. Right? There's a whole lot of stuff you
a
can get
lot of
into.
stuff.
HJC
Yep.
has all of those. So $200 for a helmet, $250, maybe $300 depending on what you're looking for. I just spent $700 on a helmet.
I would say, at least for me, the number one thing, if you're going to spend money in one category,
It's
it
a
would be
helmet.
the helmet.
Yes.
I would get a quality helmet. And
Yep.
I will go, mid tier. $700 is. I don't
I'd say
really call it-
Arai is like high mid tier.
I would say high mid tier.
Yep.
But Shoei or Shui,
Shoei makes good, very middle to high.
they make middle to high. They
Yep.
can they
Arai-
make
yeah.
quality helmets.
Arai makes high, middle to high.
Yeah.
Like Arai is just a very good higher brand. If you want to get a very comfortable helmet, Arai is a fantastic brand.
Yeah.
Arai, Shoei, and HJC, depending on how much you want to spend, is the three
Yeah.
brands I would go with.
AGV is gonna be also very high.
Don't buy that
Cause that's
because
a
it's a
bike.
track helmet.
It's a track bike.
Same thing with the Alpine Star helmet. Their
Oh,
track
10.
helmets, they look super cool, but when you do boil it down and you're like, I just bought a motorcycle. I just bought, all of this stuff. I don't really want to spend a whole bunch on my helmet, especially when if you go down, you have to replace the helmet.
Yep.
So, do you really want to get an expensive helmet when your chances of doing something stupid like just tipping it over in a parking lot
Yeah.
and conking your head are very high?
On this bike, I'm not gonna wear my X14 because it is a $1,200 helmet, and I know for a fact I'm gonna crash.
Yeah, it's gonna whether the crash isn't going to be bad.
Nope.
So he's just maybe
This is racetrack.
He-
Fully.
he might put it down lightly.
Yeah, I
you
could
know
just tip over.
When the helmet hits, it's done.
Yep.
Right? These
Even if you drop the helmet, I know
Yeah.
you don't want to say that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if I drop the helmet, I'd probably still run it. But
it depends how hard the drop
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you have a pretty solid drop, I would consider replacing it sooner than later.
it's your life on the line.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
These helmets are made to take multiple hits.
Mhm.
Like my Arai, your Shoei helmet is made to hit the ground one time, bounce, hit the ground again, hit the ground again, hit the ground again. But then you got to think about it. If you drop it 10 times, it's
In the point of an accident, like,
it's
you
not
don't
gonna
want that
it's
failing.
not gonna do its job.
Yeah.
Even though it might still protect it, but the helmet I think is just the most important thing. I saw a guy. I was coming into Milwaukee today, going over the bridges, and there was a guy with a Goldwing sitting in traffic, no helmet, downtown Milwaukee, no helmet, short sleeves,
yeah, shorts.
shorts,
Yeah. I saw.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what are you doing?
I saw the other day, Goldwing too. Short sleeve shorts. That he had a girl in the back.
Yep.
She had short sleeves. I think she might have had leggings on. Not any better than shorts.
Yeah.
And she had flip flops on. They were both wearing helmets. So I'll give them props to that. But in that
Come
case,
on, dude.
your skin's gone.
Yeah. So the thing is, we want to ride in short sleeves. I rode in short sleeves today.
I'm gonna ride in short sleeves as well.
Yeah, but
Put pants on.
put pants on, even if they're just jeans.
Jeans.
Just put pants on.
Jeans.
Jeans aren't going to save you in a higher speed accident, but they're better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about jackets, let's get into that.
Jackets.
So I maybe once or twice a month will ride without a jacket. Today was that day. I'm like, it's a beautiful day out.
Yeah.
I'm on a short little ride here. I'm just going to wear the short sleeves. I took the risk because the jacket is not the second most important part, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the second most important. Stick around. But jackets, where would you start for that?
Like we said earlier, Revit.
Revit.
I don't know how much you paid for your.
So I paid I think the MSRP on the jacket I bought was like $189.
Perfect.
And then I got 20 or 30% off. So I think I paid like $170 out the door with taxes, everything like that.
I would recommend, if you're not on a 1000cc or a sport bike,
Yep.
your jacket's the same way as mine. Get it like a very vented one.
Yeah,
Obviously,
if you're riding in summer,
Yep.
you're gonna hate yourself. I just bought my first super vented jacket, and I ripped the liner out of my black one too. Yeah, you're gonna want some ventilation happening.
Absolutely. When you're riding, I have an Alpine Star. I think it's called the Air V2 or 3.
Yeah.
I don't know what it exactly is. Amazing. Actually, when we get towards the fall year and I
gets
throw
cold.
a sweatshirt on, it really cools you down a lot. It gets cold.
Yeah.
But I would say Revit's a really good brand.
Yeah.
Alpine Star. Another brand, I just purchased one of their products, Dianese. Or I think
It's Dianese. Yeah.
that's how you pronounce it, but
You can buy used jackets. You can't. I would highly recommend not buying used helmets.
I would rarely ever buy
Yeah.
it. Unless it's like, someone bought it brand new.
Brad
So-
brand new, didn't use it, have receipts. I would not buy a 3 or 4 year seasoned helmet unless you really are pinching pennies.
And if you know the person, could
Yeah.
be kind of different story.
Yeah, again, it's your head.
Yep.
It's your head we're talking about.
Helmets do expire, by
They
the way.
do, 10 years.
10 years. So just so everyone knows.
And there should be manufacturer dates inside of the helmet. So, maybe if a helmet's looking in really nice condition, it's 3 years old, you might want to take the gamble. Again, a lot of, great helmets for less than $350 out
Absolutely. You can get a lot of nice helmet.
there. Yeah.
I forgot this brand that this one sounds terrible. This one TikToker, KYT, I think is the brand.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Also good budget helmets, and they have higher end. I think they have like a carbon helmet for
just
like $600.
make sure they have the
Just
list of
safety
safety
stuff.
regulations, not just DOT.
Yep.
Because DOT will, people slap DOT stickers on brain buckets.
Yeah.
Don't wear a brain bucket.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Wear a
about
full
it.
face, or if you want a modular helmet because you're riding a touring bike, I get it.
They're
But,
awesome.
Yeah,
I have one
yeah.
for my snowmobile. It is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, you might look pretty weird, but it is very nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, they have their time and place. If you're riding a sport bike, full face.
Yep.
Just saying that. If you're riding sport bike, full face. But jackets, the only thing that you want to make sure when you are buying the jacket, my Revit jacket didn't come with this, but it does have a spot for, you want elbows, you want here, shoulders. My Revit jacket doesn't have the most important part, which is the back protector, but you can buy those for like 30 or 40 bucks. My other jacket has it, so I just slip it in and out.
Yep, my jacket, I bought Alpine Star. They even have Type 2 or Stage 2. It's a stiffer back plate.
Yep.
But yeah, shoulders, elbows.
And then right here.
I mean, they have some
yeah.
some padding here, and then the back
back
is
plate.
huge, important.
A lot of people will miss that. Again, my Revit jacket didn't have it, but you can put it in for an extra 40 or 50 bucks.
And if we're talking about expensive stuff here, I just had the opportunity to purchase one when I bought that suit, and getting into technology.
In air.
An airbag vest. Yeah. Please, if you buy an airbag vest, it is designed, unless it, I don't know, but the Alpine Star one is designed to be worn underneath a motorcycle jacket. Do not just rock the airbag vest.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right, now to the second most important piece of gear. Gloves.
Absolutely.
When you're riding, a higher statistic, when we'll talk about the video, you know what video in a second.
I know.
When you're riding a motorcycle, the first thing that usually hits the ground is your hand. You go out and you put your hand out. I can sit here and tell you not to do that, but you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you not to do that. When you're buying a glove, full gauntlet gloves are awesome. If you're riding a sport bike, I'd wear those. But you can get the half gloves. A couple things to make sure that I would look out for is knuckle protectors.
Absolutely.
Usually have some type of padding right here.
Padding here.
That, like a slide guard. And then you want your index finger, your ring finger and your pinky connected. So the
On
gloves.
sport bikes, I would say my ones are not, but
Yeah, you do want them connected. I say on most bikes because the thing is, when your pinky hits the ground, your pinky will bend and break. When these two are together, it'll slide.
Mhm.
So when you are falling and you do reach out, your pinky will snap. But if you have the glove that has it together, your hand will slide, which is better than that.
Theoretically.
Again.
A lot of stuff can go wrong.
Yeah. Again, your hands are most likely out of everything to hit the ground first.
Absolutely.
Unless you get flung over your bars and go 10 feet flying in the air.
Hopefully you hit some grass.
Yeah. You might hit your helmet first. You might hit your back first. You're kind of screwed if that happens.
If that happens,
Yeah.
God.
But again, most accidents, I think, are, again, a lot of accidents are rider inflicted where you're going around a corner too fast or you're doing something a little bit faster than you should or maybe you do hit a car or something like that happens and you're falling off the bike sideways. Your hands are going to hit. Wear gloves. Wear a helmet. Do it. Just do it. Don't be the guy.
Yeah.
Don't be the guy.
Don't be that guy.
And to tell you what video we're talking about, there was a video of a guy, I think he was riding Supermoto,
Yeah.
and he just lays the bike down. He, is wearing dirt bike gloves on the street.
Yeah.
His hands, well, his pinky finger and his ring finger hit the ground, and half of them are gone.
Yeah, they let me say this in a PG version. So like a cheese grater?
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna go with.
That's
what happened.
I'm not gonna go any further.
Yep, that's what happened.
But yeah.
So pants, riding pants look a little corny. I don't own a pair yet. The next investment I want to make is the final piece of gear that we're going to talk about. But when you are riding and you do want to push a little further, you can get under armor where your knees, you might have a little bit of protection here, and then you're going to have some on your shins as well.
Some butt protection is very nice.
Yeah, so jeans aren't going to save you, but they will protect you from a lower speed accident, so it's better than nothing, and it sounds a little hypocritical. As a beginner, it's okay. I think if you do miss this piece of gear.
Yeah, I would say if you got your jacket, you got your gloves, you got your helmet.
It covers a lot.
It covers a lot. Always wear pants.
Yeah,
jeans.
please wear pants.
Jeans.
Yeah.
Jeans or some thicker cloth material. I know it sucks in summer, but when you're moving, it's pretty.
Yeah, when you're moving, it's fine. It's like, when we're in summer, it's like I'll show up to one of our buddies' house wearing full pants, and I'll be like, damn, it's hot.
A lot of times, a pro tip: if you wear baggier pants,
Yeah.
throw shorts underneath it.
Yeah.
You're gonna look weird at first when you take your pants off, but
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Little backpack or a little tank bag.
Yeah, if you're on a sports bike or even
If you're on anything except a bike, like a touring bike,
Yeah.
little backpack or a tank bag.
Yep, absolutely.
Maybe a little saddlebag, depending on how you want your aesthetic to be. But a little bit of storage can go a long way, especially when you're throwing your gear off and you're like, I don't know where to put this.
Yeah, I always carry. My brother gave me it's a camel pack. Actually, you
Yeah,
can
that's
put
sick.
a bladder in it. Sometimes super nice if you get water. But throwing a hat in there, wallet, phone,
or sunglasses.
sunglasses.
Yep.
I carry a side stand puck.
Yeah.
And insurance and all that stuff is
Yep.
super nice. Small bag. When it's summertime, you throw it over your t-shirt and
Yeah.
you're not sweating because you're carrying around a big backpack.
Yeah, and if you are someone who is going to put tons of touring miles on, or you are riding your sport bike like a squid, recommend you buy some biker pants.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, you're going to do it, wear the gear. I just think, that's maybe a year 3 or 4 thing that you can pick up. Maybe a year 2 thing after you save up a little bit. Because, the helmet, the gloves, the jacket, it'll set you back about $1,000.
Yeah.
Give or take. Maybe a little less. Obviously, you can spend much more.
You can spend significantly
Yeah.
more. You can spend a lot less.
Now the boots I think are the one thing that are super underrated. It's the next piece of gear that I want to wear.
Yeah.
Because if you fall off a bike, these shoes aren't stopping much.
We're both. I mean, you can see the
Yeah, you
wear
can
mark
yep.
on both of our shoes.
Yeah.
We're culprits of wearing.
Shoes. I saw a lot of my videos. It's like I was kicking over my Gold Star. They're like, you might want to wear a boot. If I kick the bike over properly, I'll do it barefoot. But riding and safety wise, I definitely see the boots.
I've seen a lot of people wear Converse.
Yeah.
I'm a culprit. I wear Converse
Yep.
too on the bike.
It's just
I've seen so many videos, slow motion, people,
Yep.
their legs hit, and then the whole sole is gone, and then your foot's exposed, and then
that or cheese grater.
Yep.
Or your shoes flying 150 yards.
Yeah.
I've seen that one before. So the boots make sense. I think it is a thing that's been looked. I think it's a thing that's looked not down upon, but like just overlooked.
It's overlooked.
But you know, it is important. And as you continue to advance your gear, I think I would go boots before I went pants.
I agree.
I would go gloves before I went jacket, but I would do jacket, gloves, and helmet right away.
Yeah, and for boots brands, I just purchased a pair of Dainese boots.
Mm-hmm.
Why I purchased them for Supermoto with the suit. Why I purchased them is they have metal sliding pucks on the toe guard here, the rear, and then the back,
Yep.
which are replaceable. But those are the high impact areas as well. Like if you're sliding, or knee down and your foot slips, you're gonna skate on metal, which is significantly better than grabbing.
I also assume they come over the ankle.
Yep. Yeah, you want boots that this part.
Yeah, not
gets-
dirt bike boots, but you want boots that
Yep,
come over
pure.
the ankle, so your ankle doesn't.
Like Dom said, gauntlets protect your.
Yep.
Well, I don't even know what that's called, but
Your wrist.
you have that bone here. I don't know what it's called, but that grinds down pretty
Yep,
fast.
yep.
And same thing with your ankles here.
So yeah, they're overlooked, and it's something that I've missed, and I think it's something as soon as I put them on, I'm gonna start preaching about it like I've always been wearing them.
Yep.
I already know it's gonna happen, but it's something that I haven't done, and I'm gonna be fully aware of it. It is very stupid of me not to have done it, but again, it's only been riding seriously for a few years.
Alpine Star, if you want to sponsor us some Super Tech Rs,
Yep. Please. And yeah, that's about it for the gear. I can't really think of anything else other than the fact if we're going racing.
Yeah.
So we're very new into this world, and we'll say that right away. But if you
Right
are
away.
going racing, just buy a full suit.
Yeah. You can buy 2-piece suits.
Yeah.
Also, when you're looking into jackets, is another thing I wanted to say. When you're looking into jackets, if you put a jacket on and it stops like here on you, I know you can't really see, but like belly button height.
Yeah.
It is made to be a 2-piece suit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
the suit clips in, or do they zipper clip?
I don't.
Either
Really,
or?
I've never really fully
Yeah.
looked into one, but make sure you're buying a jacket that is designed to be a standalone jacket.
Yeah, there's a difference between street and track, and people on Instagram blend them together, and then you see a squid doing a wheelie on an S1000 with a Alpine Star helmet that is very uncomfortable, very loud, very windy, and you're gonna hate your life. And then as soon as you wear the Arai helmet, you're gonna be like, "This is
Awesome.
like the best thing I've ever done." So buy the right gear. Buy a lighter jacket. Buy something that's protective but breathable. Buy a helmet that suits your head. Go try on helmets. Helmets come in different sizes: oval, round odor.
Different brands as well. Like
Yeah.
I've put on one helmet in an extra large,
Yep.
and it fits me, and then I go try a large in a different size,
And it doesn't fit. Yeah.
It doesn't fit, or I could fit into a large here, and like you said, different sizing.
Yeah, so when you go to the Cycle Gear store, the kind lady behind the counter will say, "You got a round head." And then she's going to be like, "So we're not going to buy any of these helmets, and we're going to look at these helmets."
Mm-hmm.
And most, if not all of the companies that we recommend, all the companies that we recommended, and most, if not all companies, will make a helmet for your head.
Yep. And another thing, talking on helmets, tinted visors. Only wear them during the day, and I haven't.
Again,
I don't have one.
Don't be stupid.
Yep, I don't have one, but I know there's technologies out there. Transition lenses, pretty sweet idea. I don't condone riding at night. I don't like riding at night. I'm a bitch. I'm
Deers.
gonna say it. Deers are scary.
I'm about to do it a little bit here. I'm going to be going very slow.
Yep. But
It's also not pitch black.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to see your stuff.
And we live in the country.
Yeah.
So.
And we all just recently purchased Cardo.
Yeah, I think
Systems.
that's the next thing. I think after a year of riding, maybe year 3, year 2, you go, I'm riding with my buddies, and especially year 1, if you are riding with your buddies and your buddies are a little bit more experienced, hopefully you have good friends.
I mean, even newbies.
Yeah.
If you got extra money laying around,
Yeah,
I
get the comm system. But if you're not riding with someone and you want to just listen to music, I say wait the year, because it helps you understand the bikes
shift
a little bit
points
better.
and all.
You want to listen to the motorcycles, but if you're riding with buddies, again, hopefully you have good friends that you're riding with that let you lead the
Are
pack,
you responsible?
and that, you know, when you are riding, they can tell you right away in your comms, hey, bud, you're going a little too fast for that corner. Or, hey, you know, you might want to transition your weight a different way, or stop doing this because, you know, it's not helping and it's going to hurt you.
Or, you know, I think I saw a deer up there. Or,
Yes.
you know,
All the things that you might, you know, hey, bud, there's a car in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of things where, you know, as a new rider, you're having all this overload and all of your sensories where it's like, oh my God, I'm living. And then deer.
And then you're jamming out to Katy Perry while you're upside down.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up. That's the things we recommend as new riders. Buy a bike that suits you. Buy a smaller bike. You know, take the MSF course. Buy the proper gear. I don't know if there's any other points that you really wanted to lead on.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Take the MSF course.
Take the MSF
That's
course.
all we're going to keep saying.
Yeah. Be cool to get our licenses, become instructors just for fun.
I thought about it. It would
Yeah.
be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe to the channel as always. Pick up your house tees at the vintageracingclub.co. It helps us make these videos and helps our racing goals.
And if you want to see a video on our racing, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, maybe we'll upload that as our first video on our main channel. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, cheers.
See ya.
That's pretty good.
That was good.